Hey there, this is LA Calling, and you're watching Brutally Delicious with Bruce Moore.
Welcome to Brutally Delicious. I'm Ashley Page.
And I'm Bruce Moore. We've got a great show in store for you today. We've got Rain Irving from the epic heavy metal band While Heaven Wept. And while Rain is a very passionate vocalist for the band, he is also very passionate in the kitchen as well. And if you stay tuned, we're going to see what Rain has cooked up for us today. Welcome, Rain.
Thank you, Bruce.
Glad to have you aboard.
Fantastic.
It's a pilot episode here. Thank you for taking the time to do it.
Sure.
In case you don't know, this is Rain Irving from While Heaven Wept. And if you're ready, we'll get started.
Let's do this, man. I'm ready.
All right. You guys have had a pretty good year so far. Coming up here, you've got the Pathfinder Metal Fest coming up.
Yeah.
And the Days of Doom in Wisconsin, is that correct?
Yep. That's the next two things on the docket. It's actually strangely different from last year. We were staring down a whole lot more activity, so this is almost like a break for the majority of us because two festivals and kind of done for the year.
But you're not really taking a break, though. I mean, you guys are working on new material, correct?
We do have some new albums in the hopper. Tom is hard at work, and we're in the process of deciding which one we want to release first. So that's still kind of up
right.
in
I mean,
the air.
there's two albums, correct?
There's two. We thought we were releasing one. I won't mention the name, but it could very well be the other one that comes out first. So.
And can we talk about those a little?
Sure.
I understand there's one that's going to be one track for the whole length of this.
It is. It's probably going to be anywhere from 45 to 50 minutes in length. But yeah, we're going to do that thematic one song album, and see how it works out. I've heard 70% of it, and it's good. It's good. I'm excited about it.
I understand you guys are in 4 different geographical locations. How does that work with when the writing process comes about? Is it by email or?
Thankfully, yeah. We're in the age now where we can swap audio files in a minute. You know,
right.
We have a keyboard player. Jason lives in Myrtle Beach. We've got Jim in Raleigh. I'm in Southern Virginia. We have members in Northern Virginia all the way up to Maryland. So it's absolutely important that we have that ability to do it because there's no way we're going to have the opportunity to jam in the garage and come up with these ideas. So oftentimes they are swapped over online and through emails and things of that nature. We all have similar interfaces. We're utilizing Logic a whole lot now, so that interface makes that pretty seamless in terms of transferring music files and ideas and riffs and things of that nature. So.
When you guys write, do you write with the live setting in mind at all, or is that not really even an issue?
I don't know how to answer that. Maybe. We write songs that I would venture to say are big and powerful and romantic in the process, and we look forward to seeing that impact on people, and we love it when we hear the impact from fans and stuff from all over the world. People are getting a similar notion from it, so it means that there must be something definite that fans are hearing and connecting with. And but I think when we write albums, I don't know that we're looking necessarily to live performances. I think we want to create the best album we can, and we will choose some of that album to perform in a live setting, and whatever works for the crowd that we're in front of, or the venue or the setting, and that's what we're usually going to hone in on and rehearse before tour and stuff.
Well, that's what leads me into my next one. How does it make you feel when the emotion and power you envision in the studio or when writing comes to life in front of the crowd? Pretty awesome.
I witness things that I've never seen before in my music career. I come from a prog metal background, and never before have I seen fans cry, at a prog metal show, but for whatever reason. And
do you really actually have people cry?
It was the strangest thing. I remember my first show with While Heaven Wept in 2009. There were people crying, and I went to Tom and I told him at the end of the gig, I'm like, man, I know I sucked, but damn, I don't want people to cry about it. And I said, do people cry at these things? And he's like, all the time, dude, because that's his voice,
Right.
So yeah, people connect with it. It's heartfelt and it's romantic, and it speaks to a lot of themes that people have experienced, and they want to cry. I've almost been there once on stage, but outside of that, I don't feel the need to cry.
Interesting.
So,
right, well now we're into my, I like to call them my quick five.
Cool.
One word answers are acceptable.
All
Top
right.
of your head. Just give fans a chance to get to know you a little bit better, okay?
Okay.
What artist would fans be surprised to find on your iPod?
Interesting. Sarah McLachlan, I guess. Tori Amos. I'm a sucker for some of that
I'm a
dark.
total Tori Amos.
Yeah?
From way back.
Awesome. Boys for Pele.
Oh yeah, and even before that, Little Earthquakes and oh yeah, absolutely.
That might trip some people out, I guess. Man, you're making me expose myself here. You know, I purchased some songs for my wife, man. So
yeah, they were for your wife though.
They were for her.
Right.
I don't appreciate the script, man. Okay.
Right.
But I kind of do a little bit. So
Right.
that's about it. It's a lot of melodic stuff, man. I'm more now into old school metal than I've ever been.
What 3 words best describe While Heaven Wept? Besides While Heaven Wept.
Wow. Heavy. Intense. And romantic.
Okay. If you were a superhero, who would it be and why?
Man, I always dreamed of being Spider-Man because he had that damn thing he could shoot out of his hands and it would
Take
spit
off.
a web and he could swing. Man, I've always wanted to do that, and I still do. And I might even really put some effort towards the quest of being able to pull that one off. I don't know how it's going to work out, but Spider-Man, I guess, man. That's a lame answer, but
No.
I like the guy also who shoots the ice out of his hand too, and he Silver Surfer, is that him, or is it no Iceman?
Iceman, yes.
He rides his own ice wave across
Yes.
the town. Super cool.
Ketchup or mustard?
Mustard. Ketchup has way too much sugar. Mustard has none.
All right.
I like it.
Any closing words at all, Ray?
Thank you for taking some time to do this, and I appreciate the interest in the band and giving us an opportunity to express how much of an idiot the lead singer of While Heaven Wept is to the rest of the metal nation. So
Excellent. I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
likewise, Bruce.
And
Thank you, man.
I know we're heading over to the kitchen now. What do you have? What do you have planned for us? I know you've been working all week on it.
I have. It's a scallop dish that I'm going to call Holy Diving Scallops.
There we go.
Little homage to my hero, Ronnie James, and they're blackened and they're hot. And it's a creamy dish, but it's good, man. I think
Perfect.
you like it.
Yeah, so what we did was we took about a half a pound of bacon and we cut it into chunks as not to have to take crispy bacon and beat it up and spill crumbs all over the kitchen and make the homeowners mad about it. We don't want to do that. So what we're doing now is we're cooking it down. We're going to cook it down hard, and we're going to utilize some of the bacon drippings as well.
So this is definitely a low cholesterol sort of.
This is, well, you know what, I usually cook healthy, man, and I try, but there's just some things in some places where bacon is absolutely imperative, and this recipe's one of them. So as we cook it down, we will actually cook a lot of the fat out of that bacon, and we'll save
Drain
that
it off.
fat in a cup, and we will not use but a portion of it. So there's a few other things here that are going to, offset the unhealthiness of the bacon.
Right, with asparagus.
The asparagus, and hey, this olive oil here that we're going to utilize too, as we well know, is cardioprotective and reduces LDL and boosts your good cholesterol. And look at the Mediterraneans; they live a long time because they drink boatloads of that stuff.
Right, but I don't know if they're frying tons of bacon either.
They're probably not, man, but that's what makes America America, and heavy metal.
Right.
So here we go. So we've got a few more minutes with this. We're probably 5 minutes out, and then we're going to strain that bacon and get it out of there and capture that all-important bacon grease.
Can you tell me where this recipe came from? I know you've been working on it all week. Is it?
Yeah, this is kind of by accident, man. We're starting to spill a little bit, so I'm going to try to cut this heat back. It came from, actually, I thought of it in my sleep, man. I love seafood, but here I was at my wit's end to come up with something unique for your first show, Mr. Bruce. So I dreamt of blackened scallops. I don't know. Yeah,
Awesome.
I really did. I woke up at 3 in the morning and I was like going in the kitchen and I'm scribing shit, just writing it down.
Jotting it down?
Yeah, so, and it's good, man. We ran a test with the family, and the family enjoyed it. And they're not even big fans of 1 seafood or 2 spicy food, and they loved it. So,
Perfect.
I think, again, we're splattering, so we don't want to do that. This bacon grease is kind of hot. So we're probably 2 minutes out here. Probably a good place to pause for the cause and let it finish. And
All right.
move to step number 2 of holy diving scallops, man. Cheers. Cheers, brother. We're gonna saute some asparagus now, kind of separately from our bacon, as you well see is already prepared perfectly right there. So we're gonna take, I would venture to say, a couple of tablespoons of olive oil and start to kind of heat that pan up a little bit, and that's gonna happen by at least cutting the power up. And we'll toss this asparagus that you see that we've kind of, instead of cooking the stalks, which you may do on a grill, but I don't know if it makes as much sense to try to stick long stalks of asparagus in the pan here. So we've cut that putrid end off, and I'll say putrid because that's about the only thing wrong with asparagus. This stuff is so good, but it makes your pea smell putrid.
I love some
So
asparagus.
I warn you in advance, when you eat this much asparagus, you're gonna really, really stink up your bathroom, and I'm not talking number 2, I'm talking number 1. So let's do a little saute here. It's already singing to us. We know our pan is hot enough, and I'm gonna take this no-name brand of salt and burn the lid and add a little of this, not much. Adding salt, as you well know, increases your risk of hypertension.
But we're not worried about it with all the bacon here
Not
anyway.
worrying about it, man. This is going to be one of those meals that you make once, maybe every other day. So it's not going to be that often.
Kick back and enjoy.
So we'll let this saute on down. Once it gets sauteed to where we want it, we'll add some additional ingredients. And in the meantime, what I'm going to do with the pasta that, as you well see, is ready to go. This is angel hair pasta. We like angel hair pasta for a couple of reasons, right?
Right.
It's not as thick as spaghetti, so it cooks faster, a little easier to manage, and not as many carbohydrates necessarily as a big old pile of rigatoni. So, not that carbs are bad. We're going to do a similar couple ounces of olive oil, and we're using this for flavor and also just for the fact that we don't want it to stick too incredibly bad, and that's what spaghetti is going to oftentimes do. So, as I add the olive oil to the pasta, you can see it's really starting to kind of break up. It was getting sticky there post the drain.
Right.
So I'm going to take that olive oil in there, and I'm going to get some delicious minced garlic. I like garlic cloves, but that's a lot of trouble, right?
Right.
So we'll use, I would venture to say, I'm going to throw about 3 teaspoons of garlic, minced garlic in there.
In my world, you can never use enough garlic.
Can't use enough garlic, man. Forget what they think about it coming out of your pores. That doesn't matter. It was so good going in that we don't even care.
Absolutely.
So we're going to mix this up while our asparagus is getting perfect.
There, you can smell that.
Yeah, it's getting there, man. So that's a decent base. I'll tell you some other things that we didn't do and will not do today is some additional herbs. You might want to throw some chives in there, some, I don't know, parsley, basil, fresh basil would work. Rosemary might even work as the base in terms of the pasta. Okay. So we're going to get back to this asparagus here, which is rocking. It's looking good. So we're probably, I'd say, a couple minutes out from getting that where we want it. Probably a good point for a commercial break, man. Our asparagus is clearly, it's starting to show a little sauteed, a little brown. It's about right for my liking. You may want to cook it more or less, but what I'm going to do is transfer this to another little side plate here, just so we can make some room to really blacken our scallops and get those cooking before, I guess, what's the word I'm looking for? Acquainting all this food together. So we'll
reintroduce sort of thing.
Introduce. That's the word I was looking for, man. It's it escaped me.
Got
Bruce,
your back.
That's exactly
yeah,
why
I got
you're
your back.
here, man. So all of a sudden the song has slowed, but it's quiet on the home front, but it's getting ready to get loud again. Prior to, we're going to take our scallops. You can use jumbo scallops. Ultimately, probably maybe a little better option for this dish, but these large scallops are going to work just fine. And I'm going to actually start coating them with blackened, and I'm not going to be shy with the blackened because blackened is good. Justice for All taught us that.
Yeah.
Did I just plug
blackened?
that?
You
Yeah.
sure did. And
I think they were talking about blackened.
That may be one of the last good
scallops.
ones. So we're
So what I'm going to do now is I'm not done because I want to get blackened on it all. So
blackened is the end.
Blackened is the end. I don't know the lyrics beyond that, but that's all that matters.
Right.
That we knew blackened is the end. So, not that Metallica needs any more freaking plugs than
Right.
they already get. But let's get this here, toss it around a little bit. It's looking nice and red. By the time we cook this in our white wine sauce that we're getting ready to make, it's probably going to wash a lot of the blackened off, but the blackened's going to be in the creamy white wine sauce. So,
There ain't nothing like scallops.
nothing like them. Nothing like them. I enjoy them a lot. So you know you're not cooking until you get your hands dirty. So
Right.
we're going to take a little bit of oil here as well. I would venture to say not too much, maybe a tablespoon, and then some. I'm going to make sure our pan's really hot. I turned it off because I was making a mess over here. So this pan is not cool by any means. And if you pitch your scallops and it starts to make some noise, you got a good hot pan.
Right on the money.
I'm going to go on faith that we have that.
There we go.
All right, so we're rolling. Now you want to give it probably about a couple minutes on each side.
They cook pretty quickly, right?
They do, a couple minutes on each side. Now your jumbo scallops, man, probably 2 to 3 minutes on each side. You know, they're good sushi grade if you get them sushi grade, but they're expensive.
Right.
And I would say for a struggling artist like myself, I usually get this variety. So,
Right.
So we're gonna let them go. Gonna make them. It's probably could use a little bit more heat. But from this is where we will take and we'll add our half and half.
That smells pretty
Are you
awesome.
getting that? Huh?
Oh my gosh.
All right. Let's see.
Heck
you know
yeah.
what I'm gonna do? We got a little bit more blacking in here. I'm going instead of Emerald Lagasse that says, what does he say? Bam.
Right.
I'm gonna go damn. So anyway, I just patented that.
That
so
smells
nobody
incredible.
used that. Nobody's ever said that before either. So, all right. So as that cooks a little bit longer, we're gonna then add some white wine and some cream and some of our bacon drippings that we have from the previous. And you know, if you're really, really health conscious, you don't want to add that, don't do it, but it really lends to the flavor of the
Absolutely.
white wine cream sauce.
Wow, that smells incredible.
Brother, you just wait, man. This is getting ready to happen here, man. You're gonna be like, don't leave, Ray. Make this again. I want it again. So I would venture to say another minute there, and then we'll add some stuff to that, those scallops.
Perfect.
So our
Perfect.
scallops are probably 3/4 done, but because they're gonna cook with an amalgamation of a bunch of ingredients, we're gonna add, which I would say, this is half and half. You can use milk if you don't wanna go that fatty. You can use whipping cream if you wanna take it to the next level. But I'm gonna add probably a couple of ounces to this. And you can see that kind of hurt our heat a little bit, but
It looks great.
it's obviously starting to cream up there. White wine, no, this is not for me to drink. White wine, I'm gonna pitch some Italian Pinot Grigio. Just kidding. Pinot Grigio. You could actually use a Chardonnay. It doesn't matter if you want to use a Chablis, or I could have said Chablis if I wanted to continue my silliness. So a little white wine there. Get back to mixing this up. Let this kind of start to continue to cook those scallops. You see we're bubbling because our pan is hot, and that's exactly what we want. It's this time when I'm going to reintroduce our asparagus. And I'm starting to bubble just a little bit. So when you see something like that, people at home, you might want to cut your heat back just a touch so you don't have a boil over. So I'm cooking this here together, and I'm not done yet because that little bacon that's all lonely over there in the corner is dying
Waiting
to
to be
get
introduced.
Dying to get pitched. So what I'm going to do with that now is one more, not Emerald Lagasse Bam, but Rain Irving. Damn, that's going to be good. So we'll pitch the bacon, and like I said, more or less if you like it. I happen to like that stuff. I never get to eat it typically, so when I have the opportunity, I'm gonna have some fun with it. So here we go. So we'll let this cook. If you want to increase the volume of your white wine cream sauce, you can always add a little bit more, half and half, a little bit more white wine. I think I'll do it for the hell of it. Why not? I want to increase the volume. I've got it here ready to go. We're going to let this simmer just quickly. We don't want to overcook our scallops right here because it could be easily done with these being large scallops instead of jumbo scallops. It's really not an atrocity to cook them down a little bit. So with that said, we've got our pasta that we prepared earlier with a little bit of olive oil and garlic, and I said fresh herbs if in fact you wanted that.
Right.
If you want just to kind of heat that for your base, I'm going to pitch a little heat to this. Get back to my little pasta spoon I've got here. And what we'll do in about 30 seconds is we'll get our tongs and we'll put a serving of that angel hair pasta on our 3 plates here, and some 3 lucky people are going to get to dine on the meal here.
Right.
There's one magic ingredient that I have failed to deliver what we're going to utilize, but that's getting ready to happen. I don't want to say it just yet.
All right.
So let's say our pasta's heated up. I've got the right burner going. That's good. I know how to read. I'm going to go ahead and pitch that to the plates.
Can I help you out here?
Yeah, man. If you don't mind, you can take that pasta and disperse it between those 3 plates.
Absolutely.
And just a nice little pile in the middle. Make it all pretty because I'm getting ready to put some magic on top of it. So, Bruce, you didn't know this. You were going to be on the hook for some cooking today. You thought you would invite guests to do it for you, but so I'm going to take a fair amount of that and I'm just going to throw it right on top of that pasta. And I hear all kinds of business going on in the background over there. Let's see. So that's that. I actually had enough here for probably 4 servings, but you know what I'm going to do is really, really man up and deliver on these 3 that way. everybody gets a fair share. Because I'm telling you, you're going to want to try it.
That looks
unless
fantastic.
You just don't like scallops and seafood. You think I'm done? I'm not done.
Man, that looks fantastic.
Not done. Yeah, I'm excited. So let's add that
little bit
last
of that
final
sauce there.
ingredient. And then we're going to cover this. And this is, I don't know if you're Gorgonzola cheese fans,
Absolutely.
but I am. And I'm not shy with this stuff. If you like it, great, use a lot. If you don't like it, don't use much. But I happen to like it, so it's critical to put a lot on there.
Look at that.
And with that, this little dish, the holy diving scallops are complete. And you guys can all thank me later after you eat this. We're done.
Absolutely.
Cheers.
Fantastic.
Bruce, thanks for having me out to cook with you, man. It's been a good time.
Thank you.
Thanks for your interest.
Cheers. Thanks for coming out.
Yeah, let's eat
Appreciate
this.
it.
What do you think?
Oh my God, it's delicious.
Of course you say that. I'm right here. No.
Wow. Yeah, you outdid
They're
yourself,
good?
man. That's fabulous. Thank you.
Awesome, man.
Holy
Glad
cow.
you like it.
Wow.
I'm pretty impressed myself, matter of fact. It's the best.
Wow,
It's
that's
better
incredible.
than it was when we did it Thursday night with the family.
Just want to thank Rain for being a part of the pilot episode of Brutally Delicious.
Brutally delicious.
Appreciate it, man.
Man, I appreciate you.
And you way outdid yourself. Thank you very much.
Awesome.